Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we're diving back into Standard because they finally fixed Standard a little bit by banning URO, and so pretty excited for that. Overall, I think Standard is a good place. I actually really liked URO itself, but it's just too busted, and the format was still really busted. And I figured this is the time to try out some of our Azorius flyers here. With Zendikar Rising, we got a few extra really fun pieces here. Legion Angel, just a one of in the deck because it lets us go and dig for all of the other Legion Angels in the sideboard. Here, every time we have land one on the battlefield, we get to go digging for others. And so it's just a perfect one of in this kind of a deck. I actually think it works well in a lot of different decks, honestly, where it can go into a control deck that just, okay, one slot that has card advantage, draws us cards, puts out threats and blockers for us over again, which has, the most common hard thing to block, which is flying, a good evasive creature that can block evasive things. So Legion Angel, I'm actually pretty hyped on. I think it's a good addition to the format here, as well as Merfolk Windrobber, just being another one drop for us that does, end up being some card draw for us potentially. It gets the, disrupt them a little bit. If they scry and keep stuff on top, we can make them mill it, whatever. And so overall, some good additions. So what is the whole point of Azorius Flyers? Especially because we no longer have what's it called? A Rally of Wings. So we no longer have just a pump all of the Flyers card. We can bring in Basri Solidarity, and I probably should bring in like one or two copies of it here. I decided to kind of squeeze in Fearless Fledging as well instead. One Hushbringer, which even though it doesn't work well with Legion Angel and Watcher of the Spheres as much as a one of, it can occasionally just kind of hose some other stuff, especially now that Uro's gone and you don't get that kind of getting hosed back by having this effect there. So there are some reasons to be playing it for sure. So Hushbringer into the deck, Fairy Guide Mother in here, Fearless Fledging, a couple of Glass Caskets for removal, left it out because it's just the best counterspell there is, especially when you have a bunch of flyers. And then the main reason that we're playing this deck is because of these Sky Cavern Sovereigns and the Witch Watcher Spheres. These two drops are potentially insanely busted. First off, they have flying, so they have the evasiveness. Sky Cat Sovereign gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying already. So if you have 3 flyers out, then and this counts as one of them, that it'll be a 3/3, and that can just get really big. A 2-mana 4/4 that has flying is a busted card. The fact that you can also pay for and just create your other flying token that pumps the Sky Cat Sovereign as well as everything else. I mean, we're already at a cheaper rate than creating creatures with Castle Ardenvale, which also is a flyer. So the pump ability, or just the ability to create tokens with this, is awesome. Unfortunately, it's also on a creature, which means it can die easier, all that kind of stuff. But it's just a good card in general. I actually am really hyped for Skycat Sovereign. I think it can go. It's a powerful enough card to just be almost by itself. Like, I think a Bant, you can almost do like a Bant tokens deck, whatever, with just this as a good additional 2-drop, and it's powerful enough to kind of, as long as you have some ramp to get up there. That's why I was saying Bant, it could be good. So anyway, I really hype for Skycat Sovereign. It's a good one. Watch of the Spheres, kind of similar type of thing. 2-mana, 2/2 creature spells with flying cost 1 less to cast, which is awesome. Getting some cost reduction for some of our bigger threats on here. Baneslayer Angel, Legion Angel. I noticed as I was playing this deck, I almost wanted another copy of Baneslayer Angel. I think that you could bring in one more copy in here somewhere, maybe taking out the Fearless Fledging, whatever. But with Watcher of Spheres, you're able to get to that a lot quicker, even when you're not running that many lands. So we're only running 22 lands with Emeria's Call as well here. And I never was hurting for lands anytime I was playing with this deck. It felt really clean, felt really good. We had a lot of tempo play. So between Ardenvale Tactician, which just taps 2 creatures, which can take up an entire turn from somebody, and when you're building a full board of flying creatures, that's a big deal. I actually really like this in a Flyers deck. Not so much for the 2/3 flyer, but it's nice to have that on on the stick of just being able to tap 2 creatures, take up a turn. Otherwise, Wingword's greatest card draw that you can have for a Flyers deck. 2-mana, draw 2. It is sorcery speed, so I noticed that when I'm trying to hold up Brazen Borrower, it's always hard to okay, do I go for Wingwords and actually try to fill up my hand for a good turn on the next turn? Or do I just hold up Brazen Borrower and see if they play something I need to hit? Linvala is the main reason why going into Zendikar Rising, why I think that this still is going to be a deck that you can play even without Rally of Wings, because you can at instant speed gives you can sacrifice to give hexproof or indestructible to your entire board. So you suddenly have a protection from board wipe, which flyers desperately needed. And not only that, you have it on a 3/3 flying body, which is awesome. So we're not going for the party mechanic at all. I don't think we have enough stuff to really do it. I mean, we have a rogue and we have a warrior and we have a wizard. So I guess if we found a cleric in here somewhere, we can maybe do it. But I don't think we have a cleric. So maybe you do squeeze in a cleric somewhere into the deck, but I don't think that's the game plan. Linvala's like the party ability is really not that great. The real benefit is being able to sacrifice and give hexproof and indestructible to all creatures. That's busted. It's so good. And having multiple is really nice in the deck. So that's the main thing there. Then Legion's Angel, then we have the Baneslayer Angel, and then 2 copies of Mary's Call. Again, also just to give our whole board indestructible, sometimes be able to swing in through a couple of flying blockers. So that's usually the biggest issue I found, is that Fae of Wishes being in the adventure decks, especially with Uro being gone, adventure kind of popping up a little bit more. That's going to be an issue because we do have a lot of 1 toughness flying creatures, and so Fae of Wish is actually a great blocker against this kind of deck. And then also a few other just reach or flying creatures you see here and there. So being able to get through without having our stuff get killed is really nice. And so yeah, I overall I like the deck. I think that you can definitely make some changes as you're going through it, but this definitely showcases a lot of what is good about Azorius Flyers in the format right now, where instead of going the whole you know just going the side of Rally of Wings, go full aggressive. You can kind of play a tempo deck with this, with Brazen Borrowers, with Lofty Denials, play a little bit slower, just get in for kind of chip and damage as we're going through tempo, with the occasional chance to go full aggro with the Skycat Sovereign Watcher Spheres. And then otherwise, the deck just feels really good. If anything, I felt like I might need even a little bit more removal here and there, just to kind of, I really don't know. It all depends on what meta is going to end up looking like now that Uro is gone. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, enjoy the deck. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and wish me luck. Here we go. All right, begins Codefaction, and we'll keep this hand, I guess. Kind of a slow hand, but we have lots of counter spells that can hopefully help us out here. Pass the turn. Hushbringer as well, like, it doesn't work with some of our other creatures in our own deck, but getting it early can help us out quite a bit. Let's grab a white source. Do we hold up the Lofty Denial now, or just throw out the Hushbringer? Uro is now out of the format, and so like that's one of the biggest downsides of this, is that sometimes Uro can be annoying, but now, so creatures enter the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. Lands entering can still cause abilities of creatures to trigger, though. All right, and there's Lavinia, which is one of the main reasons for playing this deck. I'm really excited to see how well she plays here. All right, pass the turn. All right, that's a good Lofty Denial target. I'd like to just keep hitting lands if possible. I probably should. I guess I could have just held up the Field Passage there, or even like Brazen Borrowed instead, slowing down a little bit more. Swing in. Let's pass the turn. We do actually have to get enough damage in to kill them at some point. That's an important thing to do. Alright, that's fine. Hushbringer comes in, dies. Beanstalk Giant. Alright, so I can still pay for 1. That's fine. We'll probably just flash out a Brazen Borrower, make sure we can get in for damage if there's nothing to counter here. Lucky Clover is probably what this is. All right, swing in. Down to 15, pass the turn. Now we have a much faster clock. Still going to be a few turns here, though. Plays Stompy. That is fine. We can race the Giant. These guys, on the other hand, will be a little bit more difficult. We can also Glass Casket here if we need to. Fae of Wishes, digging in the sideboard. Yeah, we'll go ahead and counter that. Watcher of Spheres. Sweet. We don't get to hold up Counterspell here. Do I want to use the Glass Casket or this? I think I'd rather get out the Watcher. That lets us also use Brazen Borrower. Down to 12, pass the turn. How much damage can we do, actually? We're pretty close to lethal. Maybe I should have prioritized the Lavinia first, just to keep protection in case Bone Crusher Giant and whatnot comes out. All right, let's see. Brazen Borrower. Yeah, we'll just Lofty Deny. All right, has Brazen Borrower. That's fine. Alright, first thing, let's go attacking. Brazen Borrower, they can block in the air, and Beanstalk Giant will be annoying. Let's go ahead and just get the damage dealer off the board. Pass the turn. Beanstalk Giant, okay. They know that we have an extra Brazen Borrower here. They can put Flash Throws out as well. Do we bounce this now just to maximize the mana? I guess so. They can get more lands out of their deck, but they have so many basic lands already. I'd be surprised if they have too many more. Alright, white mana. Come on. Alright, well, let's go Lavinia and Wind Robber. 5 cards in the graveyard, so we can't draw something just yet here. Getting out the Watcher of the Spheres might have been nice there as well. Let's go ahead and just offer the trade. It's not worth killing Lavinia here, but now we have more board present than they do, and they're down to 9 still. Edgewelling Keeper. I think they just have enough to just play it out, not to the... Yeah, so just plays it out. Draws a card. 6 cards in the graveyard. And Fae of Wishes. Draws another card. Alright, that's annoying. That is a really good blocker here for them. And this is the biggest issue of not having the Rally of Wings now. Not being able to get past things like Fae of Wishes is going to be an issue. Let's see here. Yeah, just blocks. So no attacks. Pass the turn. We can still go wide and kill them here next turn, I think. Maybe not next turn. Alright, this means we're going to take a hit, but I'm fine sacking the Wind Robber here. So flash this in. Give it a plus. Plays it out. Alright, how much damage do we have now? So we can get in for 7 at least. Plays Lucky Clover, that's annoying. So much card draw now. We probably better block here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and block. Alright, pass to my turn. Not drawing very well. Do we actually have lethal here? We can bounce the Fae of Wishes, then flash in the Brazen Borrower, right? Alright, I think this is lethal. That's exactly 9 points of damage. There we go. Alright. I kind of forgot about bouncing him until right then, honestly. Alright, up against the Geek in pink in C. I like it. No blue mana, we got a mulligan. There we go. We finally get a hand with the Skycat Sovereigns and stuff. keep this. Let's drop the Winged Words, I guess. I'd like to have some card draw. Maybe we can drop Fairy Guide Mother. But that makes Skycat Sovereigns a lot better. So yeah, let's go ahead and drop this now. Oh, I guess we have to play out Fabled Passage first anyway. I guess that was a misplay. I should have dropped the Fairy Guide Mother. Alright, down to 19. Let's just hold up the Brazen Bar so we can have a bit more protection on these. Or I can be a little bit greedy here, try to get 2 on the board. We'll see. A Shocker Stomp is annoying. Yep, no blocks. Down to 18. Don't do it. You want to play stuff out? You don't want to stomp me. Royal Eruption. Okay, play Fairy Guide Mother. Pass the turn. Down to 17. Nothing. Very interesting. Do we just bounce this? Doesn't do a whole lot for us, but I guess we just pass to my turn. Swing in. Skycat Sovereign. Man. If they don't play anything else again, it's going to be annoying. What can they play here? Pass the turn. Torbran. Alright, we can get a pretty good little trade-off here now. Block. Bounce. Kill the Fervent Champion. Sweet. Let's go Winged Words. Fledging could be pretty sweet, getting it out now. It doesn't count as a flyer, though, to actually be pumping the Skycat Sovereign. And I could just hold up the Brazen Bar. We know Torbran's coming down again. Slowing him down again might be nice. I'm not sure if we quite have enough to like kill him, though, quickly. Because I can just do that later. Let's just go pump. Get in for 5. Get a little more damage dealt so that we can actually try racing. Terror of the Peaks. Okay, yep, they have a flyer. That's annoying. Yeah. Yeah, I hate that does 3 damage to us every time. Down to 10. Play Terror of the Peaks. Dang, what is wrong with not being able to find the right colors of mana here? Alright, how much mana do we have? 5, 6? Okay, blocks there. Alright, flash in a Brazen Bar. Yeah, let's go for as much damage now as we can. Okay, down to 4. Pass the turn. Can we actually race here? Torbran comes out, which will be annoying. It does... Oh, man. 4 damage to any target. If they have another creature, we lose. Not quite. Okay. Alright, I'll attack. Blocks there. And that's game. Sweet. Alright. But that was surprising that they had nothing else in for 3 mana there. No other creatures. This must just be like a big red deck, which, I mean, the Intimidator worked really well with Terror of the Peaks and Torbran as well. So really interesting there, but we will take it. All right, up against Path Changer, and This is a pretty sweet hand. I mean, I would love to be on the play, but this is a keeper. A keeper. We actually kind of want to get more lands out of the deck. We don't need too many more lands, so play the Fabled Passage, pass the turn. Normally, because we can play it untapped later, I would wait, but this is fine. Yeah, if we were on the play, we would be a lot more, have the chance to be aggressive here. But now I think we're just going to be in trouble. So Warriors means that we can't actually block this one as long as they pay. Let's go ahead and throw out the Watcher of the Spheres. Pass the turn. Alright, gets stomped. Hits in for 5, I'm assuming. Okay, down to 14. Skycat Sovereign. Alright, well, we play Lavinia. Pass the turn. Decent blocker. We still can't really do with the Intimidator, which I guess Intimidator kind of takes off our blockers. But with her out and 2 Skycat Sovereigns, we suddenly have a much better board, and then we can start growing each of them each turn by creating Catbird for blockers. So if we can stabilize the board state, we should be able to come back here. As long as our life total stays above, like, 6. Which may be pushing it, honestly. Alright, so they could also have Embercleave here. I can kill the Fireblade Charger. This only pumps himself. They can do 2 damage to Lavinia if they have any kind of pump spell. Which I'm guessing Embercleave would be the one. Do we win through an Embercleave anyway? I'm not really sure that we do. Maybe by having Indestructible later. So we take 8, 9 here. Alright, no blockers. Let's see if they have the Embercleave. They could just be baiting it here. Alright, so yeah, no Embercleave. Should have blocked. They could also have the dude that pumps for 2. Alright, Rimrock Knight, yeah. That was the other option. Still taking a bunch and a half here. Down to 7. Another Intimidator. So 2 things can't block next turn. Pass to my turn. Well, Skycat Sovereign, Skycat Sovereign. Pass the turn. So yeah, the best play here is for them to just target 2 things. Dude, the Intimidators are good. This makes it really hard to win on the draw against this. Because it just has so many things. Like, unless you just have a straight up kill spell, which unfortunately we didn't draw any of our glass caskets. Alright, become a coward. Alright, so what I could do here is I can go Hexproof and leave us 2 blockers to just kill the Intimidators. We're not really set up very well after that, though. Especially if I end up having to trade. But I think it's the best thing for keeping us alive for a turn. If the last card in hand is Embercleave anyway, we're very, very dead. Alright, they swing in. We have to kill these guys. They get to pump and give them trample, so they still get in for 4 or 5. That takes up their entire turn, though, hopefully. As long as they don't have a shock as the last card. Then that would just be the most busted hand of all time. And we probably couldn't have done anything about it. Okay, has trample. Yep, good job. Let's see, they can't actually give the buff to both of them, though. Alright, down to 3. Killing 2 Intimidators. Brazen Borrower. So, Linvala. So I can bounce with Brazen Borrower. This is not a really good thing to bounce with. This also can't block. Do I draw this turn and try to find better answers for the future? Have I played a land already? I could find a land and a 1-drop. Let's go ahead and go for this. And just hope they don't have any hasty creatures. Ardenville Tactician can actually be pretty good. If they have another Rimrock Knight, we're dead. I guess not quite. Alright. So we aren't actually dead. So we block here, and then we sacrifice. So that way no damage comes through. They lose out on the thing. But now we're kind of screwed. How do we do this? Alright, so we bounce. We have to bounce this one to not be dead. So we're going to survive another turn, but it's not going to help very much. It's cool that we can, but man, this is the issue of being on the draw versus the play. Alright, goes to combat. Tap 2. Oh, and the 2 damage. Forgot about that. Alright, yeah, so we're dead anyway. Alright, up against the bystander. And this is a good hand. We can keep this. Legion Angel, I'm really excited to see how this works out. I think that we probably ought to have 2 copies in the main board and only 1 in the side, or 2 copies main board, 2 sideboard, so you can see it more often. At the same time, though, it is a 4-cost spell. The value is in occasionally top decking it. It's just that's not going to happen that often. All right, play Island and Wind Rubber. Opponent is playing. I actually wasn't too sure there. We can use the Winged Words now. We can hold up Brazen Borrower as well. If it's just like a Paradise Druid, I'm trying to remember. Is that still in the format? Honestly, I can't remember. Let's go Winged Words real quick, though. Swing in. Pass the turn. I guess I should have hit in first to try to get a bit more information, and then see if we wanted a Brazen Borrower. Winged Words, because it's a sorcery, it's good, but also has some issues for sure. Alright, so let's go and attack in. Cracks now to try to not lose too many more lands, probably. This could put something good on top, though, just a mill. Alright, so Bant at least. Potentially an Omnath deck. Let's go Hushbringer. And I guess it's always better to wait on the Fairy Guidemother. Unless we have the Skycat Sovereign, so pass the turn. You get more damage out of it by pumping and then using it. Cultivate. Lots and lots of ramp. Alright, we need to find a Lofty Denial for an Ugin. Alright, so it is Omnath. Alright, so this actually, the ETB effect actually gets canceled by Hushbringer here, so that's a little bit annoying. So we're going to go ahead and pump the Hushbringer, gain a little bit more life. Let's see, they're going to be up to 5 mana. Is there anything we need to counter here? Anything we're really worried about? I could just Fairy Guidemother or hold up Brazen Borrower. I do want to keep a clock rolling, though. Let's go and throw out Fairy Guidemother. Pass the turn. With just 2 damage a turn, it wasn't enough of a clock to really be anything. 3 damage adds up a little bit, but yeah. Alright, gains 4 life. That's annoying. Unfortunately, we wouldn't have been able to really answer that with Brazen Borrower, though. We did stop the ETB effect, though, of drawing a card. Them gaining 4 life every turn, though, is still going to be annoying. Felidar Retreat. Alright, so we go swinging in. Down to 15. We can Brazen Borrower and flash it in and actually get some damage rolling. I don't think that we can actually outpace the Omnath, though. Getting rid of the Felidar Retreat can be nice. Balancing a token might just be better, though. And just hope that they run out of things to hit. Because, I mean, they can definitely play for a turn again. I guess they can play another one, though. So let's go ahead and do it now. Wait. Cancel. Tap the right way here. Pass the turn. Yeah, the Hushbringer, I'm trying to remember how many copies we actually have of this. Oh, here it is. MTG Assistant moved their stuff. So yeah, we only had the one Hushbringer. And so it's a good enough card that stops other people's stuff and everything that I like it in certain situations, but like not being able to use our Legion's Angel is a little bit annoying. We could have put out a bigger threat a lot earlier on. I mean, I could still throw it out there. We'll take 4. That's fine. Cultivate. Doing this before Felidar Retreat. They're really trying to hit Omnath, or Ugin, I'm guessing. Although Ugin doesn't work at all with Omnath Felidar Retreat. Like, it's terrible for those. They might still like be running 1 just because it's a really good thing to play, even if it hurts your side of the board. Get some ramp. 6 mana. A Pylath would be really bad here. Okay, Felidar Retreat. Missing the land drop. Sweet. Alright. Let's try to get in for some damage. Them getting 4 a turn, though, makes this very difficult. I might hold back. Let's see here. Swing in. They milled the Ugin. Sweet. Let's play Wind Robber. Man, do they have Flame Sweep and like Storm's Wrath, things like that? I'm not sure if they played those in this deck. I guess we can just put out the Castle Ardenvale and have a blocker here. Is that better than just trying to speed up the clock with Legion Angel? Probably not. We can do that later, right? So, go Legion Angel. Pass the turn. And now we're just really hoping they don't have Storm's Wrath or the Ugin. Unfortunately, we have not drawn any of the Lofty Denials. I feel like we draw all the pieces for the wrong matchups. And that's one of the biggest issues of Best of 1. That's just how it goes. I really wish there was like an opposite version of what Hushbringer does, where it causes all other triggers besides creatures to kind of stop their effects. Because there's a lot of ETB effects on things like Felidar Retreat or whatever from other things entering the battlefield that are really annoying. Terror of the Peaks. Alright, last card, Genesis Ultimatum. Fires it off next turn. We are probably dead then. See, we can get in for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Turns that to their hand. Alright, block here. Let's go ahead and draw a card. That's a terrible draw. And Emisizzle Call. That's less bad. It's not good enough to kill the Ugin, though. If this was instant speed, it would be sweet. As it is, though, it's kind of an issue. We can wait and see if they go for X4, leaving only the Terror of the Peaks left. And then Emisizzle Call after that. Do we go in for damage now is the question. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for it. So, tap 2 targets. We'll tap you and... doesn't really matter what else. You, sure. Oh, I forget this takes damage whenever it's dealt. Alright, so swing in for 7. Down to 10. I guess we go ahead and play this out. Give him more reason to be trying to exile more of our stuff. He could just do it X3 and keep the Felidar Retreat, Omnath, and Terror of the Peaks, and just Legion Angels all that's there. We're hoping that he doesn't do that. Guess I'm assuming gender there. He or she hopefully doesn't do that. I think Omnath is still the best play. Omnath X3 is, yeah, by far the best play here. Would love for this to be a Lofty Denial right now. That would be so beautiful. Actually, I could draw it now. We lose a chance of being able to stop damage, but if we find it, all right. Oh well.
Always consider the consequences of your freedom.
What he probably will do now actually is just 3 damage to the Tactician and then swing in. Oh, I forgot. Hushbringer was stopping the Terror of the Peaks, huh? Yeah, that's bad. All right, take a 10.5. Down to 6. Really? Ah, 1 turn too late. What were you thinking? And now we'll concede. Yeah, no way I've actually come back there. They can still just... now that Terror of the Peaks is 6 power, and we were down there, we were going to be dead pretty soon. All right, up against Gorgabong. Sweet name. And we'll keep this. Let's get out. Just Fairy Guide Mother. Pass the turn. Going to attack in. Play Watch of the Spheres. We're going to try to go on the aggressive path as much as possible here, being on the play. Force number 2. Lotus Cobra. That would have been nice to deny, but yeah, I think I'm still happy with where this is at. In fact, we'll just Glass Casket here. Lotus Cobra does have to die. Now next turn we get to hold up the Lofty Denial. Pass the turn. Scavenging Ooze. No creatures in the graveyard, so that's nice. So yeah, just mono green Stompy with Lotus Cobra as a ramper, which honestly probably one of the better decks, but the biggest issue they have typically is flyers, especially if they can't get Gargaroth out quickly, or if we can counter it when we need to. Because that's like the only creature with reach we have to worry about, I believe. Lavinia, sweet. Fable Passage, Lavinia. We're going to hold up Lofty Denial. Actually, do we just want to wait for the turn with Gargaroth? It might be better just to play out more and get more damage in this turn before they can really do much. What else can they play? Questing Beast, I really don't care about too much here. What are the other 4 drops? Are there anything with reach? I don't think so. So I think we go Wind Robber as well. We get in for 5. Hit for 5, down to 11, and game on, my friend. All right, goes for Primal Might onto Watch of the Spheres. The pump will still be there, so we can give like Indestructible and be able to just chump block here. That saves us 5 points of damage and the Watch of the Spheres. But this now probably does more damage than this. We'll go ahead and go Indestructible. Fire this off now. Grab a Plains. And now dumping all the mana into it just takes up their entire turn. So yeah, they killed one thing, but that really doesn't matter too much. Other than that, they can still Lavinia later. Ooh, nice. Ooh. How much damage can we get in for here? Alright, so let's go +2 here. I could play it out, but I want to hold up the Lofty Denial. We're basically announcing that we have it, but it's, yeah, we have to here. Pass the turn. If they don't get another answer or Gargaroth, we win the game. All right, now we may not win the game with just that. We need at least one more creature. 2. Okay, down to 16. Just passes the turn. Double Lofty Denial. Alright, swing in. The Wind Robber is a little bit annoying. The fact that it does give him a chance to gain some life back. It like almost undoes itself if it's a creature that we hit. But they could be drawing more lands because of it as well. So down to 3. Lotus Cobra. Yeah, a little bit annoying. We will win eventually here, though. Yeah, Lotus Cobra, Scavenging Ooze goes up to 5. A Brazen Bar would be nice to draw as well at some point. Okay, down to 11. You have to play something or else you're dead here. Plays out the Forest. Great Henge. Deny that. And opponent skips it up. There we go. Sweet. Taking down Mono Green, which I really think will be one of the better decks with URO out of the format.